Stock Traders Talk Radio. It's STT live now, broadcasting with the video stream. Forget the radio, we're going live. Been doing some beta testing, and we're putting it all together. We should be fully functional by the end of this week, so Sunday night show should have all the kinks and all the things worked out where we're not having any more problems. So, you know, it's tough with all the technology, and you got Sifikia over in Hawaii. Good morning, Sifi.
Aloha, Sumo. Anybody that's listening, you could send me a little private message. Let me know how it's sounding. We're not as high-tech as STT in the afternoons, but we will be caught up to speed. The video's rocking. Our sound capturing device at this moment is a little archaic, but hey, let me know how it sounds. We're trying our best, but it is just getting going.
Awesome stuff. Also joining us on this morning's program, we have Haas.
Yo, boys. What's going on this morning?
Just getting fired up. It's pretty easy to get fired up to that intro song. Love that song.
I tell you what, once again, I was so tired this morning, and once I hear that intro music, I just get pumped up, man. I'm ready to go now.
Yeah, let's do it. How many cups of coffee have you had this morning so far, Haas?
Oh, I've had a full pot.
Oh, I'm about a cup deep, ready to make my second cup here in a minute.
I drink that stuff like water, man.
Well, don't be afraid to throw some water in the mix when you're dehydrated later in the day, because as you probably know, coffee is a diuretic, and man, it's important to stay hydrated.
You betcha, man.
Anybody listening to the show, you're either at the auditorium or the live video page from our website, stocktraderstalk.com. It's exciting playing around with the video. You know, we're able to break down charts. Last night we were playing around with it, and like I said, by Sunday we should have all the kinks worked out, so that'll be exciting. Really pumped up for all these new changes that we're making here, and all the extra good stuff that comes along with it, making it a lot easier for our listeners to pick up what we're putting down. So, without any further ado, why don't we just jump right into today's action. We'll talk about what was hot, see what's coming across the news feed, do some pre-market scans. Haas, what would you like to start with today, sir?
We'll start with one we've been talking about every single day, because this is a huge day for the stock, Arena Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, ticker ARNA. Finished well into the green again yesterday. We've been talking about this one as the FDA bio run-up play. They have their drug lorzasterin on an FDA panel review right now. It's an obesity treatment, and the FDA is making some final decisions on that today. This is just a panel decision. It's not whether the drug is approved or denied, but the FDA panel decision goes a long way in determining whether it will get approved or denied in the middle of the summer here, late June. If you haven't taken profits off the table yet, I strongly suggest you do so, just in case they do deny it. There's always going to be another run-up once the actual FDA decision is on the table, even at a higher price. So make sure you take profits off the table if you're still holding that stock. It looks like it's trading a little bit down so far pre-market, not a whole lot. But there's definitely going to be some lot of money flying both ways today. That chart actually still looks pretty sexy, just judging from my limited charting skills. But if the FDA panel decision is positive today, this thing could literally explode. Could go up 100, 200%. It's tough to determine exactly how high it's going to go. People go nuts for these bio stocks regardless of the financial situations of the company, especially with an obesity drug on the table. Alright, next one I want to talk about. Also mentioned this one a couple times on the show and on our board. I really like how the chart's setting up here. And Sumo, I would actually, or Sippy, if you guys could pull up this chart and just give a little feedback on this one. YIPI, yippee. YIPI, this thing closed at 56.5 cents yesterday. First mentioned it when it was, I don't know, like a 40-something by 50-cent spread. I really liked the news the company was putting out and the volume action on DD Amanda. They just began trading on the over-the-counter QX, so they just got done uplisting. This company has had some major runs in the past and major hype in the past. They also have the Yippee.com, as most of you are probably familiar with or have come across, and IBM became an 11% owner of Yippee.com, which was the news that really caught my eye around that time. That chart was setting up around 50-cent mark. And so lots of people are speculating that IBM, taking that big stake in Yippee.com, something's going on there, maybe taking a larger percent of that or some sort of buyout in the future or something. So people are speculating on some big news to come. There's some pretty good DD on the IHUB boards, so go check that out. But I really liked the action yesterday. It was getting a little more volume, starting to get a little more hype, and the chart's setting up, in my opinion. Why don't you give us a little assessment of that chart, one of you two?
Ziff, you want to roll with it, or should I do it?
Go for it, Sumo.
Okay, well, you really got to pull this thing back a couple of years to get an idea on where it's going, because right now it looks like it's in a bit of a blue sky breakout. The previous resistance was 51 cents, and it hit that, I want to say, between November and December of 2011. Back in 2011, the stock ran from 5 cents to as high as 97.5 cents. Consolidated, found support at 21.5 cents, and rebounded and hit a high of 76 cents. So you can see this thing is capable of some really big swings. Right now, it closed at 56.5 cents yesterday, so it broke above the previous resistance of 51 cents. And the next key resistance points are going to be that 76 cents and 97.5 cents, those previous highs that it hit in 2011. Really like the way that the PPO is pointing north, as well as the RSI. They're both in the power zone. RSI sitting at 79.78. The slow stow also up in that power zone. So those are looking, like they're powering up. Could be getting close to being overbought. I'd like to see them hold up in that range. They need to stay above, as far as the RSI, I'd like to see it hold above 70. Definitely want to see it stay above 50. But if it holds above 70, that'll stay in the power zone nicely. And as far as the slow stow, as long as that holds above 80, then that'll hang in the power zone nicely.
Yeah, thanks for that. It's been getting some nice dollar action on DD Amanda. It was real quiet for a long time, and on April 27th it started waking up, getting some $50,000 days. Had a big $150,000 day late last week on Friday, hanging around that 50-cent mark, and then kind of closed at 50 cents a couple days in a row there, and then it just kind of finally trumped that mark, getting some bids above that 50-cent mark yesterday, so I definitely got my eyes on it. See what happens from here with that IBM stake. People are making some big speculations. There's a nice S&P report and some other reports in the iHub stickies, so I encourage you to go check those out. All right, let's get into some news. Some news that came up yesterday for ticker TLAN. Which is Higher International. This one closed at 0018 yesterday. And the reason I want to bring it up is this is just one of those super quiet ones that got about $25,000 in volume yesterday on the news in the afternoon that they hired a new CEO. So anytime you get a new CEO, you expect, some sort of company direction change or some other big news to follow. And so people were speculating on that and started buying this up. It closed at 0012 the day before, closed at 0018 yesterday, up 50% on about $25,000 in volume. So I want to see if the dollar volume continues to increase into the future here on TLAN. With the new CEO change, people are speculating on news coming shortly, followed by that new CEO announcement. Alright, ticker that also put out some press yesterday. I'm bringing it up today because I expect there to be some action here today. This one's been promoted in the past and it is on promotion again today by several newsletters. Minerco Resources, ticker MINE. The press yesterday, Minerco Resources Incorporated, a progressive developer, producer, and provider of clean, renewable energy solutions in Latin America, releases a corporate update that it will add an additional line of business to its existing business model. It plans to expand this business model into the traditional energy markets within the United States, in addition to clean, renewable energy solutions in Latin America. Looks like the properties we are currently evaluating have an estimated 30% annual return with initial capital expenditures between $50,000 and $100,000. So Minerco Resources expanding into the United States in addition to their Latin American properties relating to renewable energy solutions. This one closed at 0095 yesterday, but it is on promotion. And anytime a stock is on promotion, there's always someone wanting to sell shares, so keep that in mind. Stock that went nuts yesterday. Speculation that there was a big promotion group going out on it. And judging by the volume, there's some sort of promotion going on with it. I'm not sure if it's what people actually think though. Raris Technologies Incorporated, the ticker is RARS. I'm very interested to see what this one does today. I think there was like 57 million share volume yesterday. It closed at 56.99 cents. I think it closed at like 30 cents the day before or something. People just started going nuts on this at about 1:30. They put out some press yesterday. Post-market. Raris Technologies Incorporated begins final development of self-serve coupon generator and augmented sharing application for Zingli platform. It aims to capture share of a large $43 billion global market by 2016. So some post-market news there yesterday. People are speculating that there's a big promotion group on it. We'll see if it ever commences, but definitely one to put on your watch list, if for nothing else, just the fun of a very volatile stock with high liquidity.
Getting the old gap down this morning. Traded 222,800 shares so far.
What's a gap into?
It's 46 by 47 cents right now.
Yeah, I'm not going to trade this stock at all. I'm just going to watch it for the volatility. It's going to be fun.
I sat on the sidelines as well. It's fun watching it, no doubt about it. I just, with all these rumors floating around, I like to get a confirmation, and I haven't had that confirmation to, get me to put my money in it. Those groups that run those big plays like MSRS and SMTK, they could be great. You definitely don't want to be caught buying it on the tail end, because you've seen these things collapse. But if you get in the early stages, it could be a nice ride. But you just never know. Never know.
You bet, man. You bet, man.
That's why it's the stock market. It's always a gamble.
Yeah.
Now that I can't mute, it looks like you guys get the rain ambience.
Hey, I like that.
I love it, man.
I love that.
You can just picture like a hula girl with a hula skirt.
Dancing in the rain or what?
Standing by the palm tree, just kind of huddled up underneath it.
Oh, Sumo, you're so sexy.
Trying to stay out of the rain. Just don't let a coconut drop on your head.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, good stuff.
That's why I love you guys. Anyways, moving on in the stock market, aside from dancing hula girls getting hit in the head with a coconut, one stock that I do like for some sort of promotional run, not saying it will, but it looked like it yesterday on the level 2 screen. Orion Technologies Incorporated, ticker ORYN, closed at $1.10 yesterday. This one's only been trading for about 3 days now, and it was kind of hanging in that 80 cent to dollar range for the most part on the first 2 days, and it kind of broke out a little bit yesterday to close at $1.10. We got some increasing volume and increasing share price. The 3 days that it's been trading, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this week. First day we had 2.5 million volume, closed at 89 cents. Second day we had 2.5 million in volume, closed at 96 cents. And yesterday we had $4 million in volume and it closed at $1.10. So 3 green candles, increasing dollar volume coming into the stock. I saw some big bids flashing all day yesterday, and more market makers getting on that bid. So I'm very interested to see if this continues to push upwards. Sometimes these stocks hang around this dollar area for a while before they make a run, but I definitely still have this one on level 2, and I'm keeping an eye out for those big bids to keep showing up to confirm that some people are pushing this stock. Alright. News today, Stratton Holdings Incorporated, ticker STHG. This one closed at 0002 yesterday. Put out some press this morning. Stratton Holdings Incorporated releases its project report prepared for the period ending Q1 2012 by Accurate Resource Development Corp for STHG. The report below demonstrates an overview of the property description, assay reports, equipment, and machinery to be provided an estimated production including average hauls of 5 to 7 ounces of gold per ton per week at 900 tons per week. So a gold company, and they put out some nice details on a report for some assay results there. I encourage you to go check those out. Again, we got a 0002 stock, STHG. There's definitely a lot of shares out there, definitely a lotto company, but some of these lotto gold companies heat up. Go check out that press today. Ticker APDN, Applied DNA Sciences, closed at 5.25 cents yesterday. The press this morning, Applied DNA Sciences Incorporated announces that it has launched a new DNA-secured form of the QR code, quick read code. Digital DNA is a new security tool that utilizes the flexibility of mobile communications, the instant accessibility of secure cloud-based data, and the absolute certainty of DNA to make item tracking and authentication fast, easy, and definitive, while providing the opportunity to create a new and exciting customer interface. So some pretty decent news there for Applied DNA Sciences. Again, that ticker is APDN. Ticker M as in Mary, CUJ. Medicure Incorporated. This one closed at 2.53 cents yesterday. Medicure Incorporated is pleased to announce the commencement of enrollment in Savvy PCI, a prospective, multi-center, randomized clinical trial of its commercial product, which is Agristat, in the United States. Initiation of the study marks a significant milestone in the company's evaluation of the high-dose bolus plus short infusion regimen of Agristat. It looks like this one is related to a heart treatment, coronary treatment. So keep that in mind. That's some pretty good news there for Medicure Incorporated. MCUJ. Let's see. Why don't we check out some volume actives? Can you bring those up, Sumo?
Certainly. Let's check them out. I'm just going to go from the bottom of the list to the top of the list. It looks like you got 11 volume actives on the bulletin board. Starting at the lowest volume, you got XCLL. That's X-Ray Charlie, Larry. Only 100 shares traded at 41.6 cents. VPIG, that's Victor Paul, India George, 500 shares traded at $1.59. IDNJ, India, Denver, Nancy George, 1,000 shares traded at $2.35. RACK, 1,500 shares traded at 82 cents. That one's on promotion. Just wanted to put that out there. LFVN, Larry, Frank, Victor, Nancy, 2,000 shares traded at 360. SEFE trading at 86 cents, 2,600 shares traded. GWBU, 3,000 shares traded at 67 cents. SPBU, I passed DOMK, we don't want to forget that one. DOMK, 7,000 shares traded at 251. SPBU, 40,000 shares at 0469. SNPK, Sally, Nancy, Papa, Kathy, 219,000 shares traded at 19.5 cents. We'll go over to the Stinky Pinks. Rares at the top of that list. RARS, 350,000 shares traded. Last trade at 0.469 cents. IDCN, Indigo, David, Charlie, Nancy, 250,000 shares traded at 0002. Mine, MINE, 180,000 shares traded at 01. GLEC, GLAC, 40,000 shares traded at 012. ABOT, just got a promotional text message on it, seen some emailers on it, looks like that one's on promo. ABOT, 35,000 shares traded pre-market at 009. ADBI at the bottom of the list, that's Alpha David Boy India, 10,000 shares traded pre-market at 008. Last on the list, you got LUXR, Luxar, traded 6,000 shares pre-market at $1.84. So, like this ADBI, let's take a look at a chart on it. I just like the price and the fact that it's trading pre-market, trading at 008. Let's see what stock chart says. Ooh, could be a good bottom play here. Looking at the chart, you got some decent indicators shaping up. You got the 20-day moving average sharply rising, as well as that 50-day moving average rising. Very thinly traded stock, hardly trades any volume. Looks like it's been trading off of its 52-week low back in February. It was as low as 0032. It's been slowly climbing since then on very light volume. Like I said, it hardly trades. But I just like the way that the moving averages, the 50 and the 20 are both rising towards that 100 and 200. Looking at ADBI, that's ADB International Group Inc. Let's see what their share structure is. Well, they got a stop sign, so doesn't look like they're keeping up to date with too much information yet. They haven't updated their filings. Looks like their share structure hasn't changed since 2010 on Pink Sheets. They're showing an OS of 69 million and a float of 2.4 million as of December 31st, 2010.
Hey, what was that one you were watching yesterday? I think it was, let me check on the hot ones here. MHYS? What's
Oh yeah, that was one that Siffy caught off the boom scanner.
Boom scanner.
I stuck a toe in. I picked up 500,000 shares at 0018. After it pulled back, when Siffy caught it on the scanner, it was trading like 002, 0021 range, and it had a freak midday pullback. I think it dipped to as low as 0013. Man, it would have been nice to pick up 0013s or 0015s. I pulled the trigger at 0018 and ended up closing at the high day of 0023. I took some profits into the end of the day and locked in those profits, and I'm still in it for like 220,000 shares. So I'm up 110 bucks currently at 0023. Let's see what they want to do with it. It looks like it wants to gap up here. The offer is at 0025 currently pre-market. We got 2 minutes till the bell. Let's see where they want to let this MHYS go. The key resistance point on the chart, the next key resistance point is that 0025. So if she can break that 0025, it'll be interesting to see where she can go.
Yeah, nice. Another one that I saw that was kind of heating up yesterday that a lot of people have been thinking was going to heat up was KLDO.
Oh yeah, we
That one's,
see. This is why you should have listened to last night's show, brother. We were talking about all these last night.
hey man, I pulled out my clubs for the first time yesterday. I had a buddy visiting from Michigan. I would have listened. I'll listen today.
How did you guys swing them yesterday?
As usual, my first round of the year was excellent. Mid-70s, shot a 76.
Come on.
My guy was basically hitting me with his golf club because he's been like practicing for weeks, getting ready for me. I gave him a quarter of a stroke a hole, and I won both sides, so he was buying drinks all day.
Quarter of a stroke. Wow, you're pretty generous.
Quarter of a stroke. How? I never heard of that.
Oh, come on. I golfed all year. I didn't even take it a swing and got on the first tee.
That sounds like beginner's luck.
It's like,
Nah, dude.
it's like riding a bike.
It is like riding a bike, but next time I go out, I'll probably shoot like a 90.
Okay, and we're off. The bell is just rung. MHYS is gapping up. 0025 at the offer. Bid of 0024. You got RARS gapping down. 44.9. Looks like they're going to put up a wall of resistance on MHYS at 0025. And I'm taking the rest of my profits here because usually on a gap up, they tend to dip.
I think we have a halt on Arna. I was looking at the level 2 screen. I'm like, why aren't trades going on? They have the FDA penalty decision today, so it's on halt. I'm going to go try to figure out how long it's on halt for.
Waka waka.
Waka waka waka. Oh, crap. Let's see what we got going on.
Okay, DOMK. It gapped down this morning. It bounced off at 243. Currently 261 by 270. I've been playing the level 2 on this thing like a fiddle. It's fun to watch these stocks that have a lot of market maker representation on the box. You know, you look for strong bids. You look for a lot of support. You look for a lot of market makers on the bid, supporting it, and that's what we've seen on this DOMK. There's a ton of market makers on the box here, and it's been making some wild moves for us since we started following this bad boy. Currently, trading at 270 by 273 on light volume so far out of the gate. Just under 100,000 shares traded thus far. 274 by 275. Looks like she's moving back up. Yesterday, let's see where this bad boy ran into resistance. Yesterday's resistance was around 440, I want to say.
Yes, sir.
So, had a big consolidation day yesterday. And what are we going to get today?
Bro, I got a question for you.
Yeah, man.
Were you watching level 2 on RENU all day yesterday?
Oh, absolutely. Whoa, look at that bad boy breaking loose. Just broke through the 5s on very light volume. We've seen her inching up.
What are you looking at, Sumo?
RENU. Pull up the chart on this bad boy. Pull up the level 2. Let's take a look at it.
You know what I
we
thought was
beat-
going on? We said, well, go ahead, Sid.
Oh, never mind. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we saw those big 1 million, 1.5 million share ask stackers in the high 4s.
Oh, yeah, they were definitely trying to squeeze out some cheap shares. That's what they were
They
doing.
were squeezing out some cheap shares. That's exactly what I thought. No one in their right mind would put up a 1.5 million ask in 004s unless you're
After
just
the stock just
idiot.
After the stock just broke, we saw it yesterday. We were watching the level 2. Right out of the gate, it gapped up. They took out the offer at 003s for very light volume, and then all of a sudden the 005 offer flashed. And that's when you seen the market makers come down and stack the offer at 0046. It was auto. Obviously, that's retail, somebody that bought it probably online. And at the same time, you saw auto high bid. It's like whoever was putting that order out there was trying to buy stock at the bid. They were trying to shake people out. And that's what we do here. We read these level 2s, and that's some of the stuff that we look for, and we know those signals when we see them.
And now you know what's happening. You see that big million share bid through auto on 004. You know who that is. Same guy, I bet.
Same guy. Guaranteed.
Got 100,000 shares sitting on 0051 bid, 100,000 shares sitting on 005 bid, and that ask looks freaking thin, bro. I want to know what the share structure is.
We call this one to a T, Haas. That's why it's so important that all our listeners follow us on the message boards. You gotta stop by Stock Traders Talk Radio on Investors Hub, because we're posting the plays as we see them fit. And just like we called out on DOMK, boom, it's back over $3. I've been playing the level 2 like a fiddle. It's just very easy to read. It's moving up here on light volume in comparison to what it's traded the past couple days. You know, we've seen it trade over 4 million shares on Tuesday. Yesterday was a big volume day on DOMK as well. Almost traded 4 million shares. So today it's moving up on 116,000 shares traded. And the day's range was from 243. We're at the high of day, just broke through 315. Very nice activity there at DOMK. And RARS is getting the old toilet flush this morning. Getting the old toilet flush.
Hey, Sumo, I'm not going to take credit for RENU, but I will take credit for not ignoring the Sumo Slammer. We have 006 by 0065 right now. An 890,000 bid coming in on 006. We're up 45% again today. Last traded. Well, now traded 0065.
Well, the next key resistance is a penny. Just look at the chart. This thing ran to a penny.
This is awesome.
Just recently, this thing ran to a penny. Earlier this year, I want to say, let me pull up the 6-monther here. Back in February, boom, you seen the spike from, it was as low as 0018 in January. In December, it came from 0012, okay? And then you seen it hit a high of 1 cent in February. And it wasn't trading the volume that we saw pour into the stock this week. We saw it trade 17 million shares on Tuesday, record volume this year, and it looks like they're cleaning up the float. The longs are really absorbing the float, like you said. It'd be interesting to know what this true share structure is and how much the longs have absorbed. If you notice, the volume is just steady in this stock, and it trades consistent. And you know, you look at the chart, pull it back, and you know there's consistent flowing volume in the stock. And you've seen the big volume pour in the stock early in the week. Very good indicator that good things are to come.
You know what? I'm not going to lie here. I tried to hit up the CEO yesterday, James Scott. He's been on our show a couple times. I tried to hit him up, get the share structure out of him, because it is, I believe it's Pink Sheet's Skull and Crossbones right now.
Okay, DOMK, I just want to point this out. Up against resistance, I'm looking at the level 2, the offer stack. Time to take profits. Take profits. Here comes a dip on DOMK. You ready? Here comes dipping DOMK. The offer is stacked at 349 and 350. It's going to pull back here.
I give up.
I give up.
When it comes to DOMK, there are no rules.
I know. We've seen it cut through the freaking resistance before like nothing. It could do that, but when I see the offer stack up, I tend to think that there's a pullback, and you definitely want to, you know, clip some profits when you start to see those offers stack. That's just like when you see the bid stack, it's time to go in and play the bounce. So it looks like the market makers are lining up on the bid at 301. It could be supported there. Let's see, it's pulling back. It hit that high of 345. Boom, I called out the resistance. Let's see where she finds support. RARS dipped to as low as 36 cents. It's starting to bounce a little bit. Currently 41.4. Let's just see. It seems like there's a lot of people that bought yesterday, and there's going to be a lot of people that are holding stock that bought in yesterday. And if they don't like the action today, there's going to be people cutting bait.
I'd like to
Also, go ahead,
just want to give a quick shout out to the boys that followed me on Tesla yesterday from the radio program. We entered that live, taking our bets on Tesla. We entered that thing in $1.20. I put my post up on the board just to show you we put our money where our mouth is, baby. Well, anyways, we got in for $1.20. It's cracking 330 right now. There's a quick 200%. Congratulations, you know who you are, boys.
Oh, dude, nice. Do you know what that did to post-market after that quarterly?
Tesla?
Yeah.
Oh, there wasn't no dipping. It was straight ripping, buddy.
I guess I didn't read that report close enough.
Well, you know how it is. It's Tesla's one of those stocks. It ain't about the report. It's about the guidance. It's all about the guidance.
Yeah, I noticed you mentioned on our board the 2012 guidance was better than expected, even though the quarterly report missed a little bit on a couple of parameters. So people are always looking into the future. Good stuff. Nice call, Sid.
Speculation, baby.
Attaboy. I'm just glad you got your shares, your calls, whatever you want to call them.
Yep, calls, whatevers.
Hey, as long as you're making money, that's all that matters.
I also want to give a shout out to the same guys that thought the SPY was going down today, and I got long. Haven't sold that yet. We're going to hold on to that SPY call. I think we could bounce all day. I think you've seen it in every day. You see the money coming late. You know the saying, smart money comes in last, not first. And you've seen that. The smart money got pounded in the mornings the last two sessions, and then the smart money came in the afternoons and bought it up. Today we see the effects rally.
Nice, man.
Might be just a little, dead cat bounce here. We'll see if the market goes lower. We got a lot of resistances coming up. You can see on S&P 500, the SPY. You have got on a daily, you've got your 20, and you've also got your 50 above you. You've got your 100 as support. That's what we bounced off yesterday. And you've got your 200 down below there. So I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see this thing run back up towards that 20 MA, which is basically setting up around, if I can get my thing to work, about 138. Man, I'd just be happy to see this thing run back to 137, you know?
Sure. Wanted to bring up Memorial Day. We got that in a couple of weeks, so you want to keep that in mind. Things could get slow going into that holiday. You know, Memorial Day is on a Monday. The markets are closed, so things could get slow that Thursday and Friday going into that. People could be taking off, and, you could see a lot of selling, and the markets, take a bit of a bath. Just my thoughts going into Memorial Day. And Memorial Day is going to be the 28th of May, so just a couple weeks away. What do you think about that, Seth?
Good. I guess I had some technical difficulty there and I wasn't videoing or something, but thanks for the heads up there, guys. It's good to have people on the other side giving me the heads up that I'm messing up. I appreciate it. Keep up the good work.
Well, that's why we love our listeners. They're always there supporting us and giving us the corrective criticism that we need to improve the show, and that's what we're here for. We're here for you guys. We want to make this the best place possible for all the stock traders and the investment community. Let's take a look at RARS. It dipped to 36 and it's starting to bounce back a little bit. 42 now, 42.35. So it gapped down. It found support at 36, starting to bounce back a little bit here. Traded 9.4 million in volume so far. Nice little bouncer.
Taking a look at MINE, Minerco Resources. We mentioned that news in the promotion. Looks like it's a classic gap and trap. Thing popped open at 1.4 seconds, and it's been a sell-off ever since. We'll see if it can hold this penny mark. Closed at 0095 yesterday. Not a big fan of Bert on the ask.
MHYS, after the gap up this morning, it dipped. It's filling the gap here. It looks like it's trying to find support again at that 0018 level, and that was the previous resistance going into yesterday. So I'd like to see 0018 hold as support on MHYS, and I'm looking for this thing to bounce. It's taking a pullback on relatively light volume. It's down on 2.2 million shares in volume, and the 10-day average is 9.7 million. So only trading about 1/5 of the 10-day average, and down 0002 on the day. RARS just popped above 43. currently 43.45 on the offer. You got ASCM on the offer.
Yeah, we got KLDO creeping a little bit this morning. We mentioned that one pre-market. 4 million in volume so far today. Last traded at 0026, up 4%. Spread is 0026 by 0027. Got a nice fat bid there, a million shares on 0025. I think this one trades pretty thin.
RENU running into a little bit of resistance at 0064. Looks like Auto came out with some size at 0064.
Auto trying to control the game a little bit again, isn't he?
Yep. Knight taking it in on the bid right now at 0061. He's showing 320,000 and 90,000 just print, and he didn't budge. So somebody's buying it on the bid, and they're not reflecting their true size.
Mentioned AOIFF, the Africa Oil Corp, a couple days ago in the mid-70s. This one's still trucking upwards on their oil find. People are expecting some more news related to that oil find in the future here. These oil stocks just kind of get nutty if they find oil, especially over-the-counter companies. Trading up another 4% today at 808 was the last trade. Spread is 812 by 816, 60,000 in volume. I'm curious when Arna starts trading. The presentation is going on right now. There's some links on the iHub board you can go check out to the presentations by FDA members going on.
Take another peek over at the most actives. Let's see if we got any big gainers or anything that's worth mentioning. Okay, we'll go to the pink sheets first. You got RENU looking the most attractive as far as percentage gainers on the pink sheets. It's number 24 on the list. It has a 52.5% gain, traded over 2 million shares in volume. Last trade 0061. TVU, we've mentioned this one in the past. It's been a good bottom bouncer. It's up 50% today at 5.8 million in volume. Last trade 0003. BLVT, Boy Larry Victor Tango, trading at 0048. It's up 33% on the day, 510,000 shares in volume. EMWW, it's ticked up on light volume. It had a big run earlier this week. It seems like it's gone through a little consolidation, and the offer and the bid has a pretty big spread. So just seems like it's bouncing around here, finding support after the consolidation from the big run up from as low as like 003, 002, 003, ran up as high as 0125. So finding support here at 006, 007 range. We'll be looking for that one for a possible bounce. You got MHYS that just bounced. I was calling for this one to bounce off of support. Boom, she did it. Filled the gap. 0021 by 0024 currently. 2.5 million in volume. Percentage gainers on the bulletin board. SNPK. Caught it on the pre-market volume scanner. It's up 23.64%. Last trade, just over 24 cents. 10.8 million in volume. CBAI, Hoss, you've talked about that a little bit in the past. It's making a little bit of a move today. It's up over 10%, 395,000 shares traded. Last traded at 2.25 cents. That's 0225. DOMK is up just about 4% on the day on 388,000 shares in volume. It opened at 245, hit a low of 243, and a high of 345. So nice intraday pop this morning on DOMK. You could have traded it for an easy 80 to 90 cent gain. Yeah, it's tough to catch the dead bottom and the exact top, which was $1 move on the day, but you could have probably made a quick 75, 80 cents on it if you timed it right.
Take a look at MSVS. This one, 26 million in volume so far. Last traded at 0004, which is up 300% on the day. Current spread is 0004 by 0005, so we got a little trip mover here. I'm gonna go check and see if I can find any news on that sucker.
Oh yeah, this thing woke up out of the blue. 10-day average volume's only 89,000, and we're already up to 26 million in volume. Nice momentum play there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. I don't see anything that's catching my eye too much. There's a couple people on it.
Okay, MHYS is back to 0024 printing. So it's up 0001 on the day. It gapped up, opened at 0025, dipped to 0021, filled the gap. We're seeing the bounce. I really like the makeup on that MHYS chart. RARS hit a high of 45 cents this morning. They squeezed it down to 36 cents. It bounced. It's trading around 41 by 42 cents right now. Siffy, you got anything coming across the boom scanner that catches your attention?
I'm looking at ICPA, IC Places right now. That thing, great bounce yesterday off the bottom there. And she's still going. She's at 0.037 by 0.0375. Almost up to 2 million shares in volume already, so she's going.
She's still got some juice left, huh?
Yep. Let's see here, pull up some daily charts. Whenever I do my scanner, I like to pull up the daily so you can see a big picture. And if the daily looks good, then I'll even, if the daily don't look good, I'm going to waste my time. Check this one out, guys. SANT Money Badger. Nice call. He called that at 100% this morning when it was rocking, and I didn't get a chance to get in there and say anything about it. But it is hitting the scanner, money. SANT is currently up 180% right now. Let's see what she does.
Still watching this ORYN, Orion Technologies. It did a similar thing that a lot of these stocks do. It took a big dip early on today, and then some big bidders started stepping in again. I'm looking at that Vert 250,000 share bid at 95 cents. That propped it back up, traded as low as 90 cents today, and it's already back up to the $1.01 by $1.03 spread. Saw very similar things with STEV, STBF, and SIFI. So I'm keeping my eyes on this one. I like this level 2 action so far. I'm still keeping an eye on this GWBU sumo. This one is still hanging up in the 60s here, 65 cent by 67 cents spread right now. This one woke up about, what was it, about a week ago? Let's check TD Amanda. Yeah, about a week ago. First day it had about 5 million in volume, then it had a couple of 1 million volume days. And slightly lower, and then again yesterday, 1.4 million, up from 40 cents, still hanging in the 67, or mid-60s range now. Lots of volume. I'm interested to see how this one's going to play out.
Yeah, how's she holding up?
What's that?
How's she holding up?
Good. Nice bid, support above 60 cents there. Level 2 on the asset looks pretty thin.
Nice. Tesla up 13.67%, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Let's take a look at this chart, shall we? Let's look. Tesla. That's how I always do it. I'm buying, check it out, I'm buying at the close, I'm selling at the open. Anything before that and after that, I don't give a shit. Because I'm taking my money and I'm running. I got a 50-50 chance. I either catch that gap or I get hammered out. That's how we rock.
Oh yeah. It's better to leave money on the table than to take a loser.
Well, the main reason I like to do it that way is yesterday a perfect example. I'm not mentioning any names. We had people speculating a little early in the day. You don't know what's going to happen during that tape. So that's why I put my lottery tickets on at the close. Catch the gap. It's the only way to ensure that you're going to get that whole gap is if you pull the trigger at the end. If you pull it 10 minutes into the open and then all day long it travels down, you might have bought the top. Yeah, you might have bought the bottom, but there's only one way to ensure you get the whole gap, and that is by buying the close. That's just how I like to do it anyways.
Dude, and nobody is as good at timing these things as you, man. I love it. I love watching you kick butt on these things.
Well, I don't know about if my timing's any better than anybody else's. It's just,
You're just more disciplined.
no, that's why I've narrowed my timing down to the close.
You found a strategy that works very well for you. You know your style. And, man, you just keep nailing them.
Man, you got to get your lottery ticket on, so that's how I do my lottery ticket is at the close. Today we've got Drys, D-R-Y-S, reporting. This stock is so cheap, it is an option. Yeah, Dennis Gartman of the Gartman Letter, one of my favorite guys, he actually said this was going to be his favorite stock of 2012. Well, you can look at the chart there. It's trading at 277 by 278. And basically, I'm definitely going to put my trade on this thing. You can see it gapped up this morning, and it's traded down. Little reversal of fortune right out the gate. But I'm going to take a shot on this. I will probably wait to the close on this one as well. But let's look at a daily on this Drys. What's she showing us? Daily. Ooh, nice. I got a little picture on there. Now you can see by that, looks like she is right at the bottom of her channel, sitting there on that 200 MA. So we'll see here. I might want to look into the options. It's so cheap. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and play it though. This will be my play for tomorrow. Earnings day after the bell. DRYS. Good stuff. You guys want to? I guess we've only been rocking for about an hour here. You guys want to wrap it up a little early? I want to get this video out and do a little more testing on this, and then we'll be back tomorrow.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good. Awesome. Great job today, boys. Always a pleasure kicking butt with you guys on the radio show. I hope all our listeners got to have fun. And be sure to tune in to the evening show, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, while we're sampling more with the video stream. Exciting stuff.
Yeah, good stuff.
And may all your portfolios stay green.
Yeah, that's it. Stay green. 1 second, I'm trying to find something here for us so that we can leave the show.
Rock out on a closure.
Yeah, I was trying to find, dang it, can't find it.
I'll find something if you don't mind.
I was trying to find our disclaimer.
Oh, yeah.
I had it somewhere. Jeez. Let's see here.
Thank you for listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio. All
Well, he's finding the disclaimer.
You got it.
Sorry, no.
You just can't hear it, but it's running.
And always recommend you seek the advice of a professional financial advisor. Never invest in any stock featured on our
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
or to use your entire investment. The information contained on our show is based on sources which we believe to be reliable, but is not guaranteed by us as being accurate. and might not be a complete statement or summary of the available data. Stock Traders Talk Radio advises that the investments in companies profiled are commonly considered to be high risk, and use of the information provided is at the investor's sole risk. Thank you for listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio.